A girl will only suddenly fear losing you and even start to obsessively think about you under one specific condition. That tipping point has never been about begging her, repeatedly compromising to please her, or pretending to be detached while anxiously using no contact as a test. These behaviors aren't seen as devotion in her eyes, but rather as exposing your lack of confidence. The more anxious you are about her and revolve your life around her, the cheaper you appear, and the more she feels superior. You think you're expressing love, but you're actually weakening your position in the relationship. You accommodate her emotions, adjust to her pace, and carefully monitor your every word and action just to keep her. But have you noticed that the more you care and try, the more out of control the relationship becomes? That's because you've handed over the steering wheel to her. From a psychological perspective, human nature has an inherent self-serving quality. Things easily obtained are rarely treasured. People value what requires effort and has a cost to acquire. What truly fascinates her has never been someone who has no boundaries and constantly revolves around her, but rather someone who maintains boundaries, has a strong sense of self, and remains attractive. This explains why even when you've given your all, she can still remain cold, distant, or even indifferent toward you. It's not that you don't love her enough, but that your approach is too submissive. Your humility is silently elevating her sense of superiority. She assumes that no matter how cold or neglectful she is, you'll forgive her and stay. She's become accustomed to your love without feeling the need to reciprocate. So how do you break this imbalance in the relationship? The answer is simple. Work with human nature by breaking her psychological expectations of you. When she suggests breaking up or starts giving you the cold shoulder, don't fall apart or beg. Instead, calmly accept it and cleanly walk away. Even if you're heartbroken inside, maintain your composure outwardly. What will truly move her isn't your pleading, but your unexpected silence and surprising departure. She'll begin to waver. Have you really moved on? Or are you just pretending to be calm? Are you putting on a brave face, or have you already found a new direction? This ambiguous uncertainty is what strikes her core pain point. You stop expressing emotions, attempting repairs, or persisting. Instead, you return to yourself and refocus on your life. And she, accustomed to your previous love and initiative, experiences for the first time the panic of losing you, especially when you genuinely start to improve. No longer losing sleep over her, no longer checking her social media, but living independently, freely, with fulfillment and brightness. She'll suddenly realize that the person who once gave her all their tenderness is now beyond her reach. You don't need to deliberately showcase a new life or flaunt your growth. By quietly improving and silently creating distance, she'll begin to regret her actions. At this point, your true appeal is finally released. Not because you've successfully gotten revenge, but because you finally understand. True control always comes from self-love, self-discipline, and personal growth. The more you live with rhythm, confidence, and boundaries, the more she'll recognize your value and fear losing you. She may feel conflicted, nostalgic, and want to get close to you again, but by then, you'll no longer be the person who revolved around her. The relationship's control will have completely returned to your hands. Remember, what makes someone unable to forget you is never your desperate pleading, but rather your composure, self-consistency, and continual growth after walking away. Every act of self-discipline and self-healing isn't to please her, but to not let yourself down. When you return to your true self and become a more radiant version of yourself, she might regret her actions, try to win you back, and want to possess you again. But by then, whether she can get close to you will no longer be her decision. Balance is key to every relationship. If you agree with these ideas, follow me to explore more relationship tips.